everybody. My name is Ashley Hendrickson, and I am a program manager here at Closed. I'm here today with Leo Boulton, the head of competitive market strategy and analyst relations at Zoom. We are going to talk today about how Zoom is using win-loss feedback to align its organization around customer feedback. Hi, Leo. How are you doing today?
Glad to be here.
Good,
Hi.
good to see you. Tell me a little bit more about your role at Zoom and the scope of what you do.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. So my team is called the competitive market strategy team, and we basically describe ourselves as the outside-in interface within the company. So we look into the competitor landscape, we look into the industry analysts, we look into the market from a customer standpoint, and then we aggregate all those insights and then interface with the rest of the company, specifically the product organization and the marketing team.
Where does win-loss analysis fit into your role in that program at Zoom?
Yes, the competitive market strategy team, like I said, lives under the product organization and engineering organization. The best way to describe where the win-loss program fits is to start sharing how we call the competitive intelligence program a simple I/O machine. So the simple I/O machine is a three-stage process where stage one is about gathering insights. Stage two is about the analysis of all those insights gathered. And then stage three is about disseminating those actionable insights. We basically build programs, as many as we can from a sourcing standpoint for the inputs, so that we can spend most of the time in the analysis stage and then have just very few programs, what we call high density actionable programs, from an output standpoint to share with the product org, marketing, and sales.
What prompted you to look into a third-party solution like Close to help with that win-loss analysis?
Yes, a couple of things. So we have an internal program in place where we looked into gathering insights from win-loss from our sellers and our customer success managers. But we needed to get an external perspective too, particularly with our customers. And we wanted to make sure that we got a lot of finesse, detailed granularity in an unbiased way. That's why we needed to have a third party basically to execute the program. We build it around what we call the Win-Loss 360 program that we launched last year. And it's something that has worked very, very, very well for us.
Tell me a little bit more about the Win-Loss 360 and everything that entails.
Yeah, happy to. So the Win-Loss 360 program was basically our way to put the deal at the center of it and then look for as many perspectives as possible for that deal so that we can shape all the insights as accurate as possible. So those would be, we need inputs from our sellers, insights from our customer success managers, inputs from the customer, and then also gather insights from the partners as well. So with those four personas around it, surrounding the deal, we can shape all the insights in different capacities. One example of that is in the internal program, which is basically getting the data from our sellers. We run that internally, in-house. And that is something that gives us high volume. We call it a high volume level of data that gives us the direction of a driver, for instance. So if we determine, as an example, that product features happens to be one of the drivers for wins or losses, if or when we want to gain the granularity of that feature, then we can go into the external program or the closed database, for instance, and then look at the customer perspective. What features are they asking about? And it could be, I don't know, a particular pixel or a particular widget or whatever it is. But so we get the high volume for the internal side, and then the external side of the program of that Windows 360 will give us all that finesse and granularity.
Tell me about the key stakeholders internally that use the data and how they interact with it.
Yes, happy to. So we started with a standard competitive intelligence team, being the primary user, of course, market intel, like any sort of role within the company that has a strategy title, if you will, that would use the data. But we've been expanding that a little bit more and more. So we've given access to the product managers and some product marketing as well because of the uses of the data, and even internationally. So we're trying to expand internationally from a geographical standpoint. So on one end, we've expanded the stakeholders from the function. Now a lot of people use it: product management, marketing, sales enablement. On the sales side, there's a couple of teams, sales ops as well. Even the legal team has access. And then on the other hand, we've been looking to expand internationally as well. We stumbled a little bit on the European market because of GDPR rules and compliance being a little bit different, but we've been able to solve that now thanks to the program too.
What are some of the outcomes or the business outcomes you've seen from your win-loss program?
Yes, we have the standard typical outcomes that come, such as developing battle cards and improving the win rate and things like that from a competitive intelligence program, of course. But like I said earlier, our program sits within the product organization, so there's a lot of value that we're getting out of helping shape the product. Prioritization of features, things like that on the product side, that has been brilliant. But then also we have a lot of input from a go-to-market strategy standpoint, from a positioning, messaging. Actually, when we launch products, for instance, the data is used for making sure that we have the right message as well.
Cool. You have some big initiatives at Zoom with win-loss and competitive intelligence. What are some of the best practices that you have put in place to help get those outcomes?
Oh, wow, yes. Well, to be honest, I believe that Zoom and Close have a lot of commonalities, and that helps a lot. For instance, the speed of innovation is one of those. We launch products all the time, and us being able to meet with our program manager on a weekly basis have been very, very successful for us. Second, we are very open and transparent too. We understand that this is putting the deal in the middle. It's putting the customer first. So being open and transparent about our initiatives, our long-term strategy, and spending all this time educating our program manager with all those initiatives, it helps shape the program and act really, really fast. Finally, the technology. We leverage the technology for collaborating in this remote work extensively, of course. So we use Zoom meetings, but yeah, we also use a lot of Zoom team chat and the recordings and summaries leveraging AI, and even the Zoom scheduler tool is used for scheduling the interviews. So all that collaboration has been phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, this has been super helpful, super insightful, and I think everyone will really enjoy it. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you.